If you're a sports videographer and you feel like something is missing from your videos, then you're probably missing one of these 5 different things, or you might be missing all of them. Let's get into it. First and foremost, if you're new to the channel, I am Mark Harris from Mark Harris Visuals, and I am here to give you free gems, free game, all the above to help you out in your sports videography career. So to get into it, these are things and these are notes that helped me out along my journey. So I've been filming sports right around 9 years or so right now, and these are things when I was first starting out that I didn't know about. But in this space, in this videography process, I feel like I can be able to help somebody out that's struggling, help somebody that is trying to find that missing piece in their sports videography creation. So let's go ahead and get into it. So this is one of the main things that separated me starting out in my sports videography career. And my whole thing has been a washed up athlete myself, and picking up a camera and trying to capture what I'm filming and make it unique and make it different from all this just the catchy, flashy, sports videos, which don't get me wrong, that is always going to be dope, always going to capture the audience attention. The client is typically always going to be happy. But one thing and one style that I like to do, and one secret that can help you out to elevate your videos, is to tell a story and not just provide highlights. So anyone can film a play, but not everyone can make the people feel the play. So this is one of the main things I started to attack head on, and that is like getting the emotions, making some type of build up, getting the crowd reactions, getting the coaches giving the speech, giving the player emotions, win or loss, capturing everything that happens within a game or a sport that can make it captivating and that can make it relatable, make it more epic. These things add up to making a video super dope. So whether win or loss, I'm a firm believer that you can still provide a product and it can still be great. So when it comes to that, I like to capture my B-roll on the sidelines if I'm filming football, or get in those locker room moments when the coaches and the players are fired up, getting the parents in the stands. Adding these little things to your video to make it that much better. Because in some scenarios, the team may not win. The team that you're filming isn't gonna win every game. So these little elements and these little tools that you can add to your video is going to do numbers. It's going to help you. And in return, that's gonna help you be able to tell a more creative story, make your videos more unique, and it's going to make your videos more memorable. Which leads me into secret number 2. Now this one is one of those things where I had to work on a lot, and I had to get used to the sport that I'm filming. And the secret number 2 is anticipation beats reaction. What I found is that some of my best shots happen before the moment, not during the moment. So to make that make sense, if you're filming a certain sport and the sport, all the ins and outs of the sport, you're going to try to position yourself before the play happens, pretty much following the story and not just the ball. So when it comes to this, what I typically like to do is to scan out, certain spots where I'm filming. So for instance, like a football game, if I see like the team is driving down the line, I'm gonna already be at the end zone. I'm gonna already be at the end to shoot down, so I can either get the player like running in for a touchdown, a wide receiver catching touchdown, or the quarterback running in for a quarterback sneak inside to get the touchdown. It's positioning myself in a better scenario before the play happens. So I talk about this and say I had to learn this because, for instance, like lacrosse, one of the first sports I filmed, I didn't know all the ins and outs of the game. I didn't know how exactly the transitions work, offense, defense, where I need to be, what are the best angles for me to be positioned, to capture the goalie, good plays, where players get blown up, where I would be in the best situation possible. And this comes with rinse and repeat. You know, you're not gonna always know the best spot. Sometimes you might get lucky. Sometimes it might be a resource and a tool for the very next video. You know, you can't predict it all, but what you can do is prepare for those moments. If even like this little detail, you know, somebody gets fouled and they go to shoot shots, you know, on the free throw line, I typically don't like to get like the side shot. I like to, okay, somebody gets fouled, they go on the free throw line. I like to get directly in, you know, facing the player underneath the basket and, you know, zoom in on the subject to create that close-up emotional appeal, you know, to the athlete. The shot that not everybody gets to see if they're sitting in the stands. I try to add these little extra like details just to make the video better, and that's the overall goal. It's not just to make something hype. It's not just, oh, just to please the client. It's to overall just create a good video. Start for myself as a video content creator to just be better. You know, that is my overall goal, and I'm sure that's your overall goal too in this creative space. So secret number 3, and I try to do this to my best ability, you know, whenever warranted, right? So I try to shoot for the edit. You know, if you don't shoot with intention, 9 times out of 10, your edit is gonna expose it. If you're just clipping things together and just, you know, just putting some overlays over something and just mashing it all together, it won't really make sense. It won't really flow the best. So, you know, I'm realistic. I know sometimes I can't always plan everything out, especially in the sports world. Sports is probably the hardest thing to plan out when it comes to getting your shots. But what you can do is try to capture the different angles of a said shot. So when I say this, I mean like, okay, I want to get my wide, medium, and tight shots. So that's a direct carryover into making a video better and telling a story. You know, for instance, like if you want to get a wide shot to, you know, show the area that you're in, and then get a medium shot to, you know, make it subject specific, and then get an emotional reaction or some type of, you know, aspect of the individual close up. This lets the audience know, lets the viewer know, let whoever's watching like, okay, here is a story baseline. It's in the gym, it's on the football field. Who am I trying to capture? You know, oh, I'm capturing this athlete. All right, let me get a close-up shot to see like, okay, let me dive into the video. Let me make it seem like I'm a part of this video. And, you know, those are 3 things that can really set you up and make the video that much better. There are certain scenarios where you might just be able to get away with 2, but from how long I've been, you know, filming in sports videography, I know for sure just filming 1 doesn't always cut it. You know, you can film from like just a wide shot the whole entire game, but usually that involves you like zooming in or adding some type of effect to get that medium or close-up shot. Anyway, you know, even like look at all the NBA, NFL, MLB videos and stuff like that, volleyball or really any sport. If you watched hypothetically, if you watched a football game, like the whole game, somebody edited a video and it's just a super wide sideline shot of quarterback, you know, throwing a touchdown to a wide receiver. Yeah, it can still be captivating, it can still be hype, you can still get the game winning play, yada, yada, yada. But if you capture the wide angle, capture a close-up angle, and also have some type of medium shots to work with based off like a build-up, previous plays that happen to further tell the story, then you got something going on. You know, these are tools just to, you know, help you make a better video. And this one was another work in progress of what I had to adapt to, because you know, you might not always have the gear, you might always not have the best lens to, you know, zoom in to get that shot. You might not have that much wiggle room, and that's totally fine. In this creative space, we keep building and growing. We're trying to adapt and just continue to get better, you know, and maximize with the equipment and the resources and tools that we have. So with that being said, you know, you're not gonna always have the, you know, the best equipment to, you know, get exactly the shots and the details that you need to tell a story. Work with what you have, maximize your capabilities, but don't also make that an excuse. You know, if you don't have a zoom lens, you just have a prime lens, okay? Switch around, get different angles, you know, make your situations adaptable to set yourself up the best. And this next secret, it really isn't like a secret. And I'm fairly certain that 99% of all creatives out there, what if you're a videographer, photographer, artist, musician, this is one of those ones. So we have to learn to sit down, reflect, look at our moments, look at what we could have done better, and above all, just stop overthinking. You know, it's a work in progress for all of us, but sometimes we get wrapped into a situation where every movement, every situation, you know, we might run into us overthinking it. So if you ever have a bad performance, or you have a bad shoot, or you have a bad edit, you don't get the feedback that you were longing for, there's so much anticipation, you know, you thought you did everything correctly and it doesn't turn out with the outcome that you're predicting. I'm a firm believer that anytime that happens, even in your wins as well, that, you know, every situation is a learning process. Every situation is a resource. Every situation is a tool to be used to set yourself up better for the next project, audition, scenario, whatever life has to bring, you know, for you in the creative space in general. And once you start to have that mentality, and once you start to dial in on those specifics, the next projects or the next things that you get involved in will be better, because you're already better than you were before, you know, when you put out that product or you did whatever you did. And having this type of outlook has made me and shaped me as a better, wholesome creative. So when I first started out, right, I would spend hours, days, even weeks even on one edit, trying to make it the most perfect edit. And what I come to realize is that was setting me back, because I started to second guess myself. I started to, you know, overthink. You know, I started to look at what I was trying to put out, and I'm only as good as I'm going to be in that moment. So what I started to realize is that, hey, why don't I just use the resources and tools that I have then right there and make the edit to, you know, best of my ability, and move on from that edit and just dissect it after it's already out. Whatever I see that I don't like, whatever feedback I got from the client, you know, that they didn't like, you know, I'll use it as a tool and resource for the next project. And then what this does is create a snowball effect to continuously get better and better. And now, you know, above all, it's a rinse and repeat process. Now I have more reps in, now I have more clarity, I have a better workflow, and, you know, all this stuff comes with time, but I'm glad that I was able to move on from an edit or a situation and use everything I learned so I can just keep getting better and better, you know, and keep saying that is the goal in this creative space. And to cap this off at my fifth secret and piece of advice to all the creatives out there is that the camera is a wonderful and beautiful thing, and the camera gets you in the door, but your communication is what keeps you in the room. Every shoot is more than the content. It's more like a relationship. And ultimately, the way that you communicate determines whether the client, you know, books you once or they keep coming back to you. But talent will get you noticed like 99% of the time. If you have a good video, you know, if you have high energy, it's captivating, you know, you're gonna get that attention. But what I've learned is communication and just being a good individual, that is where you're gonna build those relationships, and that's what's gonna keep you getting booked more and more. You're gonna be sought after. It's like, okay, no, I wanna only go with, you know, this person to do all my stuff, because not only do they provide, you know, high quality, amazing videos, but just chatting with them and them being a good individual makes me want to do more and more business with them. That type of individual is what I want to tell my friends about, what I want to tell my other business partners about. This individual is where I, you know, want to get my videos from. This is the person I want to do business with. And you know, that all starts with just being a good individual. You know, be reliable, you know, have good communication qualities, you know, be punctual. You know, the little things that gets overlooked. Don't just treat, you know, a book as, you know, a booking, you know, oh, I'm just here just to make money. I think you can really maximize the creative space and just hit higher peaks in your whole creative process, you know, if you add in those little details. Those little details will bring you inside of doors that, you know, you didn't think you was gonna, you know, walk into. It's gonna introduce you to people that you didn't think you was gonna ever meet. You know, it's gonna set you up to the best possibility, you know, without you even, you know, thinking it will be possible. And to bring it all together, these are things that I've learned. I believe these things are situations that, you know, y'all, you, creative or not creative, that have run into at some point in your life, or, you know, just in general, right? So I believe if you take one of these things and apply that to your creative process, or apply that to your workflow, it will set you up to, you know, be better as a individual and, you know, also as a creative. So these are things that help me out, and I can almost guarantee you it will help you out as well. So if you're ever questioning yourself, or you're ever doubting yourself, hey, try one of these techniques. It may be that missing piece to launch you into a whole different path, you know, get you in doors that you didn't think you was gonna walk into before. And those are my 5 cents, my 5 secrets, my 5 pieces of advice to help you as a creative yourself. So first and foremost, I'd like to say thank you for sticking around and watching up until this point. Whether you just stuck around at secret 1, you know, secret 2 or 3 or 4, if you stuck around for the whole thing, I appreciate you. You know, it's always much love. And once again, I just want to say thank y'all for sticking around. Thank y'all for supporting. Thank y'all for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And yeah, so much more videos on the way, so much more videos coming to you. We not slacking. We're gonna keep pumping out the content, because I believe there's folks out there that may need guidance, or, you know, may just want a good laugh. You know, you never know what you're gonna get with this channel, but above all, we're in this space to get better and continuing to be overall just better creatives in this space. So I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Like, comment, share, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. And thank you for watching. Much love.